Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Sends and Suffers podcast. I am your host, Mario Stanley, and today is Juneteenth. So we're celebrating. I'm drinking some bourbon whiskey blend here, complimentary of my damn self and my hard-earned dollars, but from Black Land Whiskey in Fort Worth from the heart of Texas. I know people say Austin and Dallas is the heart of Texas, but Fort Worth is pretty freaking rad. This podcast is brought to you by Gym Climber, Kaya, Organic Climbing, Tension, and Beyond Clothing. And most importantly, the Sends and Suffers sticker members. You guys are rad. But let's get into this. I am here to talk to you guys about my thoughts about Juneteenth. For those of you who follow me on social media, you know I kind of had a little bit of harsh words to say. And before I get into this, I don't want to take away from the significance of how important recognizing that federal soldiers had to come into Texas and release slaves from slavery because people did not want it to happen. So that is massive. Like, that is a big deal. Now, that is an awesome thing that we're celebrating it. We're celebrating freedom of slavery, the end of what we perceive slavery to be as bondagement and just enslaving people. It was just fucked up. We don't want to do that. Now, let's flip the coin as I take a drink here. Hold on. Oh, sweet Jesus, that's good. Okay, now the real rant begins. I think Juneteenth as a holiday is bullshit. I think it is no more than a shiny fishing bait, and I am not going to bite. And some of you listening to this might be like, what? Like, Mario, this is like the greatest thing since sliced bread. This is like, we're like making progress. We're moving forward. But this is performative politics. This is performative. And why is it performative? Yes, is it a stepping stone? Anything that is performative is a stepping stone in the right direction. Like, make no mistake about that. But I remember my Briar Rabbit tales. This is just a way to keep people distracted. And they know it. People know this. To quote, from what I know of the effect of these holidays upon slaves, I believe them to be among the most effective means in the hands of the slaveholders to keep down the spirit of insurrection. Mr. Freddie D. Our elders have been saying this shit forever. This is really just a way to be like, well, you got a black president. What more you want? You got a holiday. What more you want? You got a whole month. What more you want? And what I want, honestly, is to repeal this bullshit performative holiday and replace it with making election day, voting day, a holiday on the federal and state level. All state elections should be a holiday. Presidential elections should be a holiday. Everyone should be able to take off work and go vote. Now, the reality of that is certain people groups, and being poor is a disease. Poverty is a disease. Those people probably still need to work anyway and because they probably won't even be able to go. But I'm just going to say, like, making it a federal holiday relieves a massive amount of barriers. And that's what I want to see happen, because it's just performative. Like, think about it. Really think about it. Like, we're going to make this little holiday. We're going to give you guys a little something. And then you can talk to your friends about it. You can get all allyship about it. And you can just go out and just sing Kumbaya and hold hands and we make one more step. Jesus Christ. No. Martin Luther King even said, the moderate Democrat is more dangerous to the success and the rise of the black man than the racist himself. And for those of you who are new to this podcast and listening to what I'm saying here, I think we have to first back up and go to a statement I just said. Poverty is a disease. yeah, white privilege is a thing. All these other systemic racism is a thing. But all of this boils down to when you have an impoverished group of people, you can keep a large subsection of the population down. You can hold them underneath your thumb. And that is all this thing is trying to do. You're just wrapping your thumb in some glitter. You just like, we all know that thing. You lick your finger, put in little spices, the spices all over it. They just shined it up. They just shined a little finger up and thinking that we're all going to be able to be like happy about it. No, but this is bullshit. I'm not biting this bait. I refuse to. And I think you should too. Now, mind you, super excited that they're acknowledging it. But on the real, it's, God, man, so as a climbing coach, one of the things that we have to think about is when I have, little Dante in front of me as an athlete, I'm looking at him as 5 years old, just starting off in rock climbing. I'm not looking at Dante in a matter of, okay, I need to get you to be a great climber in the next 3 to 2 years. No, I'm thinking at him because most kids graduate out of my program at the age of 19. I need to do 3 things. 1, I need to help you grow up alongside with your parents, not to be an asshole, just make good human beings. 2, I need to make rock climbing obnoxiously fun, just stupid fun. And then 3, by byproduct, you will become a good rock climber. You let a kid play soccer all day, there's a good chance he's going to become Cristiano Ronaldo just by playing all day. So let's take that mindset. Like, we got to think years into the future. Juneteenth really is just allowing people to think now we've solved it. Racism is done. Slavery has been ended. All this stuff is done. But economic slavery is still a thing. Poverty is slavery in itself, is a thing. Yeah, you're not picking cotton. You're not being whipped. You're not being beaten. But you are emotionally being beaten down. You are physically being beaten down because you're working probably shit wages and you don't have the ability to grow. Now, I know there are people who disagree with this. All we need to do is provide a stable platform for people to be able to go and vote. Because if more people can go and vote, then we turn into a better country. Point blank. I can go on and on and on about this, and there really isn't really much I need to say because I think I'm just going to start going in rabbit holes and start looping around. But I do really think it's important. The why is what we have to ask yourself. Like, why did you do Juneteenth? Like, what was the ultimate stepping stone and purpose of it? Because a politician, when they make a thing, usually they are working towards a greater thing. So my question to you is this: what greater thing are you working towards? What bigger thing are you working towards? And I don't really think they have an answer for that. Most politicians, from my understanding, they rely on all the interns, the aides, and everybody in their office to really tell them who to vote for, what to go. Do I vote for this? Is this up or down or that? So if you are someone thinking about getting into politics, or you're listening to this and you're an aide, or you're helping someone out at that level, this whole thing is more for you than anything else. In the next 10 to 20 years, what do you want the world to look like? I want to see the whole world on my walls rock climbing. I want to see the whole world when I go outdoors. I want to see the whole world consistently. I understand certain people are going to live in certain places. Yeah, geography is not the question here. Acceptance wherever you go, freedom wherever you go, love wherever you go is the thing. And there are too many people that would rather go along to get along and not change the status quo. And that's the problem. I can't stress this enough. And I know I don't do these one-offs very often because honestly, I don't want to be that guy who's constantly just raving and yelling about his ideas all over the internet. There's enough people doing that. All I want is for some genuine thought and genuine transparency of the thought to be put into these ideas. And I understand I'm just chirping away here and just yelling on my little microphone in my soapbox, but in reality, it's all I got. I can take to the streets, I can go everywhere, but I'm constantly going to keep this conversation going. So here's what I want. I want to repeal Juneteenth, and I want to replace it with state and federal election day holidays. That's what matters. That hits to the core. That will shake the bones of all this systemic racist establishment that we have and we live in. It will shake it to the very core. Don't go along to get along. Shake the boat. But remember, liberation does not come without struggle or strife. Liberation does not come without emotional or physical bloodshed. There is no such thing as liberating something without pain, without suffering. I guess it's kind of ironic. This podcast is called Sins and Suffers. And we're talking about trying to liberate a country that every other country in the world basically has. I'm sure someone on the internet will correct me with this, but almost every other country in the world makes voting day a holiday. And we are just trying to shake the tree in the most simplest way. All right, I digress from all of this. I want to thank you guys for taking the opportunity just to listen to me rant for just a few minutes. I want you guys to know that I love you. I adore every one of you, the ones that I've met and the ones that I haven't met. Please continue to share, follow this podcast. And if you don't like anything that I'm saying, then you can leave. Because the internet's a big place and the world's a big place and there's plenty of stuff. You can go find people that agree with you and agree with your thoughts. But diversification of thought, ideas, makes you a better person. My dad always said, hurt your friends' feelings now and they'll be your friends later. But you lie to them, they're gone forever. I'd rather hurt your feelings now and be someone that you can know that is always going to shoot straight with you than be that guy. All right. I guess that's it. Hold on, let me take a drink here. Yeah, I think that's it. Shameless plug. If you haven't joined my sticker club already, please do. I will say this. We are getting ready to launch our Patreon, and we will be moving sticker club membership and everything over to Patreon real soon, probably by the end of July. So stay tuned. Current sticker club members, you will be getting something in the mail to help facilitate that process. Yeah. Remember, if you're not suffering, are you really sending at all? I think we're sending. I know I'm suffering.